What is good, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I want to talk about a question that I received from one of my subscribers. So she asked about how I was able to manifest that $10,000 in one day. And if you guys don't know, I will link it somewhere on the screen. I manifested $10,000 in one day, actually a few hours, but also too, this is how I manifested my dream car. And this is also how I manifested a successful six-figure business, and above many other things, you guys. I have evolved since making that $10,000 video, since I've gotten my dream car, since I've gotten away from more of just the material things because they are a result of who I'm being. I'm not too focused on material things. I just know that they will come as I become more of myself. But you guys, I really want to talk about the way that I manifest instantly and the parallel between all the things that I have manifested in my life. There's only one particular parallel in all of these, and this is the technique that I love to do because I don't talk about techniques too much. I talk about who you're being because it's mainly about that, but I do want to talk about the techniques that I really like to do. So the way that I really like to manifest almost instantly is by visualization. Now, I know there are a lot of affirmation girlies out there, and I do like to affirm a lot of the times, but I am a sensory person. I love to visualize. I love to imagine. I've always been that way. But the thing about imagination that most people don't get, or visualization, when people are visualizing, the key component in this is not to visualize as a third person, but as a first person. So let's say you're visualizing as a third person. If you were visualizing as a third person, and let's say that you want a dream house, all right? So this is our example. We want a dream house, right? And so if you are visualizing as a third person, then you are watching yourself. So you are standing outside of yourself, but seeing yourself in the dream house. So it is like you are watching yourself actually have the experience of living in a dream house, but you are not feeling the experience of having it, but you are watching it. First person is to actually go with the key and open the front door. It is to put your hands on the countertop. It is to walk through, seeing through the eyes in the first person of you actually being in your dream home. It is you cutting on the water, cutting on the faucet. How does that feel? It is you sitting on the couch. How does that feel? It is you watching TV from in the awareness that you are in your dream home. That is what first person visualization is. And let me tell you, I've gotten my dream car. When I tell you guys, it's like the second video that I have on here, or first video that I have on here. Go watch that video because, like, when I tell you my dream car came by surprise, when I tell you my exact dream car down to my screensaver, everything on it, my dream car literally is that. And so when I tell you guys the way that car showed up for me was shortly after I did this visualization, but adopted first person visualization. So of course I did go test drive the car and do all that, but it still did not hit me until I was continuously visualizing myself behind the wheel. I knew what the steering wheel looked like, and I had the sensory feeling from it from test driving it. But even if I didn't test drive it, you guys consider your own car. If you're manifesting a dream car, you can go sit in your own car and you can sit behind the wheel, and you can visualize what the dream car looks like inside. So let's say you get a picture of your dream car on the inside. What does it look like? What does the steering wheel look like? Your imagination is so powerful, you guys, that it can replicate that, you behind the wheel holding that. So this is why I really love visualization, because I can be anywhere and I can do anything right from wherever I am now. I could be here now, but I could be in my dream home actually. So first person visualization is to actually see through the eyes, see through the being in that place, or who you're being, or the awareness that you are living that experience through these eyes now. All right, it's as simple as me actually looking at this camera and like seeing you guys through this camera. But if I was a third person, I would be outside of here watching someone talking on the camera. So you see, a lot of people will say, well, when they have visualizations, oh, I visualized, but why do I see other people in my area getting what I want? Why do I see other people with successful relationships? Or why do I see other people with a dream car? Like, I'm manifesting a dream car, but then you see your friend gets a dream their dream car, but you're not getting yours, and you're like, why? But it's because you are watching someone else. You may not recognize that it's you. You may say that you see you doing that, but it can be an expression of anybody show up in your reality to mirror that. But you have to go into the scene. You have to go into the person. You have to go into being that and actually seeing the sensory things up front. All right. So first person visualization is how I manifested everything. All right. How I manifest instantly is to really feel it. If I want money, if I want cash, I can picture myself like counting $100 bills, and I can feel what they feel like. I know what money smells like. So I get very involved, like smelling the money, touching it. I know how money feels, you guys. So when you get very sensory with it, it is so real. That brain to like hand connection, the sensory, use the majority of your senses, then yes, like it's amazing. So visualization is my favorite to manifest instantly, but I do have another tip that goes along with this. And when you visualize, you guys, and you catch the feeling of it being done, and you just know in your heart, once you catch it even for a second, that you're feeling really that money, all that money in your hand, or you're really feeling behind your dream car, or if you're really feeling in your dream home, wherever your imagination is taking you, if you feel that you're actually the one experiencing it, when you catch that feeling of it being done, and then you go on about your life, enjoying your life, thriving, coming from the place of being that person that already has what you want, you guys. I'm telling you guys, that's how my dream car showed up. And the thing is, you cannot be afraid when things happen outside of you. So remember, Neville Goddard has this one he had this one speech where he saw for his friend a new job because his friend was saying that he wanted to make more money, and he said that he would visualize his friend as telling him that he was making more money, and then the next day or next few days his friend said that he lost his job. But Neville Goddard said, okay, like, you know, even though he lost his job, he still saw his friend as gainfully employed, that he had the type of money that he wanted to make. So the same thing happened to me in my dream car. My car's brakes went out on me on the side of the road. And before then, I had just gotten a major big check from my business. So I had the money to go out and like get my dream car, but I had got a major check from like my business. And it seemed in that moment, I couldn't see that everything was lining up, but I still was trusting that whatever the events were was leading me to where I wanted to be. So in that, I just knew that everything was working out for me. And I knew that this had to be a reason that everything was working out for me. So I was just living in the end. I was still enjoying my life. Even when the car, like my brakes went out, I was like, okay, well, let's see what we can do. So of course I went to go take the car to the shop and see if it could get fixed and see what that was going to cost. And I didn't want to put no more money into the car. So what did I do? I was like, okay, well, let me actually start looking around for cars and let me see like what's going on. So what did I do? And see, I almost shorted myself out of my manifestation because I started looking at like Toyotas and things like that, and like, okay, well, let me see what else. And not that a Toyota isn't a good car, it just wasn't my dream car. All right. And so I would go look, and I would like look online and see what they had, and they had deals, but I could never get in contact with anybody on the phone. Like no one would pick up the phone. But then when I was like, okay, let me just at least type in and see, like, let me type in Range Rover and see if my dream car will like pop up. Like I was like, let me just see. Let me just see what would happen. Let me just see how much it would be, and let me just see. Right. And so I type it in, and immediately the first car that comes up is my exact dream car. And when I go to reserve it for a test drive, because I was like, well, let me just drive it. Let me just see. Like I was just so shocked that it was my exact car that I was just like, okay, this is a sign. Like I have to at least test drive it, right? And so I went to go test drive that car. And I just knew, because it was everything. When he read down the whole list and I could see it, like I just knew it was my car. And if I would have just talked myself out of it by going with a car that I didn't want, or even putting money back into my other car like that I had, then I would have not had my manifestation. So when it seemed like things were breaking down, I still was in the assumption that I had what it was that I wanted. I still followed through on 3D circumstances and trying to figure out what to do. But I just ran into my dream car. That one little inkling was like, clearly, girl, you're not getting a Toyota because they're not picking up the phone. So just type in your dream car and see what it does. And it was 1 mile away from me. That's how close it was. And when I went to go pick it up, you know, when they got that car in was the day my brakes went out. The day that my brakes out on my was out on my car was the day that they got my dream car in. So I want you to know that everything is always working out for you, no matter what you do to manifest fast. But I'm telling you, for me, things come very fast when I visualize in first person. For me, that just works. I'm more of a visualizer anyway, and affirmations may be it for you, but it's about catching the feeling of it already being done. Remember, I told you guys on my video a few videos ago that when you are affirming, it is already affirming that this is the way that your life is. It's confirming it. So it's not saying you're doing the steps to get it. It is you're doing it because that's who you are. I'm visualizing in first person because that is who I am. Like, that is what I actually am experiencing, not me watching and observing other people experiencing it. No, that is what I'm experiencing in my inner world, which is the true world. All right. So whichever way you do it is going to, come into fruition for you. But me visualizing is definitely going to come in that way for me. And so for the money visualization, the way that happened, like, was I literally visualized myself smelling money, and I was flipping through the 10K. Like, I was just flipping through it, and I felt that it was done. I felt like I had it in my possession. I felt like I had it in my hand. I caught the feeling, like, when it was like, whoa, this is here. And then I, all of a sudden, like, that 4 hours later, got that inkling to go check this. Oh, this website came to me that I had money sitting in there that have grown for like years, and I never knew about it. But that whole, website never would have popped up in my head if I was not already in the feeling of possessing that 10K. Like, it just would have never, like, if I never would have, like, caught that feeling that it was done, then it would have never came through. I know a lot of people love to affirm, you guys, but affirming along with visualization just makes it like 10 times better, because sometimes I will affirm as well, but I will have already like visualized myself already experiencing that thing as well. And then you just live out your life as the person that is already happy, already enjoying their life, already experiencing the thing they want to experience. And it comes to you so fast. And the car came like within 3 days when I fully caught the feeling, and my money came in that one day in 4 hours when I caught the feeling. But I literally catch the feeling and I manifest from first person visualization, you guys. All right. So that is exactly how I manifest fast. I want you guys to get down in the comments and let me know if visualization works for you, and if that perspective shift on visualization helps you. All right. So it's not third person visualization, watching yourself do it. It is you actually experiencing what it is like, you guys. And your imagination will take you there if you let it. All right. You can experience anything in this world. You could be anywhere in the world. I could be in Paris right now in my mind, standing in front of the Eiffel Tower, because that is, your imagination is just that amazing, because there is a version of you somewhere that has done that. All right. And that's what you have to remember. All right. So, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, as always, imagination is on your side, and I am too. Bye.